I'm Philip Duncan from weatherwatch.co.nz with our second special update on Tropical Storm Hilary as it moves into southwestern parts of the United States. On the animated satellite map, you can certainly see in the bright white, that's where the heaviest rain is falling now, across northern parts of Mexico and now moving into southern parts of California. In fact, we've seen on CNN this afternoon footage of flooding across some of the freeways in LA, and the rain is only just now starting to set in. The mountains and ranges play a key role in how much rain will fall. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first of all, let's kick off with the wind. So yesterday when we showed you the animated wind map, it had that perfect circular shape of a hurricane. Today, it's completely fallen apart, messy looking. That's because it's running into high pressure up here to the northwest with a big northerly coming into it, but also the mountains and ranges of Southern California and northern parts of Mexico help to shred that system. So from a wind point of view, not as bad as it could be. There is still going to be some damaging wind, but the wind's not the main problem, the rain is. And the rain is very much going to be setting in. On top of this, you've had a 5.1 earthquake out near Santa Barbara this afternoon, just to add a little bit more drama on top of the storm moving through over the next day or so. So, California and New Zealand have got some things in common. Let's have a look at the bigger picture, and you can see tropical storm now. Of course, it was a Category 4 just a day ago. In 24 hours, it went from a tropical storm to a Category 4 hurricane, and now it's weakening back. So wind, like we say, not the main feature, it is the rain. Now, the track of the storm takes it up into Canada. We'll talk about that in a moment because that's very good news for the wildfires there, but also 3 other storms out in the Atlantic. None of them really posing too much of a threat to North America, although this one may end up somewhere in some parts of the northeast. Okay, let's get back to California and where we're going with this storm. So I've changed the times, so the top time is your local one in America. So 5 o'clock Sunday, the low is centered over the top of San Diego. That is where Hilary is centered. Heaviest rain in the gold and yellow. I apologize if you're colorblind, but I am pointing to that area right here. So that is the main concern of rain, and then heavier falls also out to the east in green. Mountains and ranges, they're going to play a key role, as they do where I'm from in New Zealand, at breaking up these tropical storms. So they can make it very bad on one side and not so bad on the other. That's the nature of it. So that could enhance rainfall for places like Los Angeles. Now, moving through till tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, Monday, local time here in California, the low more up towards San Francisco, but still raining around Los Angeles and to Las Vegas and further to the north. So those desert areas getting very heavy rain at the moment. So let's just think about that a little more. I've been asked a lot about this. Will Lake Mead and the Colorado River receive rain from Hilary? The answer is a little bit. Mostly the rain is falling here in California and to some degree Nevada. The lower basin does include around Las Vegas, so there could be a bit of rain feeding into Lake Mead and then further down into the Colorado, but it is not much. Most of the rain is falling west of the Colorado River, so that's just a bit of a shame that it's going to miss that river in particular, but some catchment in this area here will feed into it. So rainfall-wise, I've put in here, it might be a little confusing to first glance at, but the main area of concern is in the red and purple. That's this area right here between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, through the desert, through Death Valley and places like that. Now, rainfall totals in that area, 80 to 100 millimeters in my speak. If you're American, over 3 inches, up to nearly 5 inches of rain. Now, that's not for everyone, mostly up in the mountains, but it does show you what is likely to happen. And the reason why we're concerned about this is what happened with 1.7 inches in a day a year ago, in August last year, in Death Valley. Interesting, this is in Mud Canyon, good name. So you can see the ground, it's just stones and dirt and soil and sand. So when it rains on it, it just turns into liquid and it washes away the infrastructure. So that's the concern that we're likely to be seeing through parts of Nevada and California. Flood watches and warnings. Now this map could update, may have updated already, so please do be up to date with the National Hurricane Center and your local National Weather Service. You can see in green, the flood risks go well to the north, almost up to Canada. But the flash flood risks down here around Los Angeles and over towards parts of Palm Springs, That's the real concern. And as the rain builds up against the mountains and ranges, that makes it even more of a problem. So let's take a look at Los Angeles here on a beautiful sunny day so you can actually see something. The San Gabriel Mountains along the north here, that's going to cause a real problem because as this rain pushes in from the south, it will build up against those mountains and ranges, and that increases the risk of flash floods, mudslides, and other concerns around Los Angeles. And of course, it doesn't look like that at the moment. It looks more like this with the rain clouds now starting to set in, and that heavy rain really sets in overnight tonight. So let's take a look at 72 hours, big picture here. Good news for Canada, going beyond California. This heavy rain goes all the way up into Canada, and good news from Calgary to British Columbia with obviously the wildfires at the moment. All of the red dots you see on this are uncontrolled fires. So rain falling here around Alberta and British Columbia, places like Kelowna getting some decent rain coming through, that will be very helpful to those that are dealing with the wildfires, not only in Canada, but also down here in the northwestern corner of the United States. That is all from me for this special update on Hilary. Thank you so much for all the comments on YouTube. If you are in the United States, please do stay up to date with CNN.com and the National Weather Service, the National Hurricane Center, for all your official and local warnings and watches. That is all from me. Thank you for joining us.